Hey everyone, Ash here from ME Odyssey. Today we'll be bringing you a video that quite a few people across YouTube would have already done in the past, and that is to showcase all information that has come to light about Mass Effect Andromeda so far. But we plan to show everything that has actually been confirmed first, with a separate section for unconfirmed leaks and rumours towards the end of each varying section. I'm going to try and talk about these in date order, as in the date the confirmed news came to light, or at least as best I can. Also, some things like tweets from devs and some interviews I've not included purely as they give more insight into development rather than confirming anything new. So without further ado, let's get to it, because this one could be a long one. The period between October 2012 and October 2013 was pretty quiet, but it did bring at least two important confirmations. The first of which was Mass Effect Andromeda, which back in 2012 and 2013 was still an as yet unnamed Mass Effect game, was confirmed to be in production by studio director Yannick Roy, by way of a post on the BioWare website. The second confirmation we had in this period of time was the fact that Commander Shepard's story was complete and that the new Mass Effect game would take place well after and well away from the events of Shepard in the original Mass Effect trilogy. But also during this time, there was also a leak of sorts, which came from a behind closed doors developer fan meetup at PAX Prime in August 2013. One fan who attended the event spilled the beans on what took place during the meetup, but not a lot, if anything at all, has been confirmed from this particular leak. Remember to take any information about leaks with the tried and true grain of salt. During June and November 2014, things start to heat up. Not too much, but enough to warm us up and ready ourselves. It starts with two of the most prominent looks at the game so far. The first of which came from E3 2014 by way of a video titled Mass Effect and New Title Update, which came from BioWare. While there wasn't a huge amount to come out of this trailer, it did confirm that BioWare is listening to its fans in its goal to create a great follow-up to the original trilogy. Also confirming that exploration was going to be a big factor in the new game, and that after listening to fans, they were going to set the game in a whole new location. The second main confirmation, and what was probably our first proper look at assets from the game, maybe other than concept art, was from the Charting a Course panel from the San Diego Comic-Con in June of 2014, which was specifically focused on talking about the development of the next Mass Effect game. In the panel we get to look at some early designs for the male and female armour, and Mike Gamble responded to a question in regards to customization, and gave details on removable armour pieces, the cloth undersuit beneath the armour actually doubling as an option for your casual dress choices, as well as talking about options for other playable races, which we now know will only be able to play as human, at least in a single player. The other bigger confirmation from this panel was the return of the Mako. What was shown was a brief highlight reel of maneuverability of the remodeled Mako, as well as a brief glimpse at possible terrain in the new game. There was one more event of note during June and November 2014, and this was the N7 Day Roundtable on the BioWare Twitch channel, where we got to see concept art for the upcoming game. These images showed early takes on new environments, as well as a sneak peek at some possible new tech. Moving into 2015, the heat started to rise, this being the year that the new game would officially be announced. But first, there were a slew of tweets from the devs throughout the first few months of 2015, helping us understand a few points regarding the game. Chris Wynn confirmed that the single player for the upcoming title would be massive, and also allayed any fears that the online element of the game would take away from the single player. Mike Gamble tweeted that there is no canon ending to Mass Effect 3 moving into the new game, which started a flurry of speculation as to whether the game is a prequel, sequel, or something else entirely. Jonathan Warner, game director at BioWare, confirmed that there would be no need to worry about saves going into the new game, going as far to say the next Mass Effect is a great place to jump into the series. No need to worry about saves. Chris Wynn also confirmed combat was looking pretty great in that particular build of the game, and also confirming the return of biotic abilities in the same tweet. Now we've reached the point where the new name for the new game was finally announced: Mass Effect Andromeda. This was revealed by way of a trailer at E3 2015, much to the excitement of many, including myself and Rima. The trailer again showcased the Mako, minus a main gun or weapon, and showed an N7 character that was later confirmed not to be the main protagonist. So why give this character the main space in a reveal trailer? As of yet, we have yet to find out. Also seen was a glimpse at the possible functionality of a new galaxy map, and also seen of various locations and planets to choose from. This time period was also the time that the ever popular big Reddit leak came to light, detailing many specific elements from a supposed survey about Mass Effect Andromeda. And while a good portion of this leak has been confirmed in recent trailers, for example the EA Players E3 trailer, there is still a very large amount of this leak that is yet to be confirmed, mainly to do with the multiplayer side. Strike Team missions, Horde mode, and Vault raids are all mentioned in relation to the multiplayer, as well as Ket outposts, but no details of multiplayer other than that there will be a multiplayer has been confirmed by BioWare at this point. Things that have been confirmed from the Reddit leak are the fact that the game takes place in the Andromeda Galaxy, although the specific location of the Helios cluster is yet to be confirmed by BioWare, and that the ship is called Tempest, seen in a later trailer release, which we'll get into a bit later in the video. The leak also backs up statements made by BioWare devs that the events of Andromeda take place long after the events of Shepard's trilogy. Multiple devs and sources confirm that our main protagonist will be a human male or female, and that it is very unlikely we'll see any familiar faces in the game, as it wouldn't make much sense to the story. And now we move into the final stretch. We reach 2016. And what better way to start this period of time than with a leak? And this was a big one. The reason I include this is because it was clear from the number of takedowns that happened across YouTube and other big video sharing sites that EA did not want this leak to be seen, therefore confirming its validity. This was also confirmed by way of the EA Play trailer later on that year. Spoiler warning now for anyone who does not want to see the screenshots of this leaked footage, although we will not show the full video. This was a leak that, although somewhat low quality, showed a scene between at least two Krogans, a human male, female, and what seems to be an opposing male with a mark or brand on their face. This leak was later confirmed to be from a 2014 build of the game and has improved significantly since. In May of 2016, BioWare released an update statement on Mass Effect Andromeda on their website, detailing how they wanted to give players as much freedom as possible throughout their journey in the game. Uncharted World to mention as well, and the next game being the next great Mass Effect experience. This all led up to the confirmation of rumours that had been circulating for quite some time that Mass Effect Andromeda would be delayed until the early part of 2017, mainly to give the game the time and polish it needs so as to not rush a game out that is unfinished, as a lot of games seem to do these days. And last but by no means least, we reached the EA Play E3 Conference 2016. This came with much hype that new Mass Effect Andromeda information would be revealed, and while we got what was called a behind the scenes trailer, it did show quite a few features and what to look forward to in Andromeda. So to start with, we get our confirmation that the new Normandy style ship is called Tempest, confirming that the big Reddit leak from April 2015 has at least some legitimacy to it. Devs confirmed in the past that we would see new races of aliens, and we get a brief glimpse of this in the EA Play trailer, a large, savage-looking creature running towards the human character. Throughout the trailer, we also get our first look at settlements in the game, as well as seeing a happy Asari, and also getting a brief glimpse of a Solarian on a ship's bridge along with a human and a Krogan. Two parts in the trailer also seem to confirm that we can actually land the Tempest to visit planets and visit our settlements on those planets, as well as seeing biotics return in the game as well. Also seen is a few seconds of a parked transport ship, but we've seen this before in the gameplay leak from earlier this year, confirming that the gameplay leak was indeed a gameplay reel from Mass Effect Andromeda. We then see transport shuttles leaving what looks like planet Earth and head towards 3 huge Ark ships, waiting to whisk us away to new adventures in Andromeda. It was discovered soon after, through the eagle eyes of Twitter user @N7HadrawX, that the large ship in the middle of the shot is called Hyperion, or Hyperion 1. We also get to finally see what the default main protagonist female will look like with the introduction of Ryder, confirming the tease from the earlier N7 Day 2015 trailer with the dog tags on the ship's console. Also confirmed was the voice spoken by Ryder would actually be the voice actor appearing in the game. Also seen in the wide shot when Ryder wakes up is the confirmation that some form of stasis or cryostasis is used to preserve life on the Arks while travelling the very long distance to the Andromeda galaxy. After the trailer was revealed at the EA Play conference, Mac Walters did an interview with Jeff Keighley, and Mac confirmed that there is more than one Ryder and that there was a Ryder family. Mac also confirms during this interview that character selection and creation would be somewhat different from Shepard in the Mass Effect trilogy. And finally, in terms of development and a release window, Mac confirmed that the game's development is in its final stages and that it's polish, polish and polish from here on in. He also mentioned that they would aim to release the game in spring 2017, which would roughly place the game's release anywhere between the beginning of March and the end of May 2017. And that pretty much brings us up to date on the confirmed details. This video has been a while in the making with researching everything I can find, and while I was able to source a lot of this information myself, a Reddit thread from user Ben Aliotto was definitely helpful with dates and other sources, so I'll leave a link to that thread in the description so you can all check it out for yourselves if you want to. I'll be honest, going through all this information from the last few years about Mass Effect Andromeda has got me more hyped than ever before about this game. I cannot wait to see not only what N7 Day later this year has in store for us, but the release next year itself. And I hope you'll join me and Rima on this awesome journey as we get closer and closer to the release of the game. Be sure to let us know what you think down in the comments below, and as always you can subscribe to the channel to stay up to date on all things Mass Effect, and you can help the channel to grow by sharing the video too. Thank you so much for watching and bearing with me throughout the entirety of this video. We'll see you again very soon.